Facebook, hi. It's very bright, but if I don't have the light set this high, then it creates this weird sort of buzzing thing that is not pleasant for anyone. It is Monday evening. I know that I said 7:30 and it's 10 after 7 on the West Coast. I'm never done early. I didn't think this was going to happen, but here we are. I want to get home and be there for story time. So we're doing this now. I want to say thank you, first of all, to Teresa and Kate from Left Field Cider Company. I'm going to link, I should have just put a link in the title of this live chat, but they sent me a bunch of their cider today, and it is easily the best cider I've ever tasted. Big bottles, really clean tasting. They make it out of BC. I swear to God, they are not paying me to do this. It's just excellent cider, and they sent me some for free. So thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Kate. Can I participate in your company? I'm being serious. So what's going on? We are 9 days away from the season 4 premiere of Arrow. This is exciting. When we're filming every year, there's steps and phases. And personally, I think that the stretch where you get into in September, when you've been working on the show for a couple of months, but you haven't had the satisfaction of the show premiering and seeing feedback, to me, those are like the dog days. Those are the days where you come to work and you're putting your work in, you're spending time with the crew, you're doing cool episodes, but you're not getting any feedback from the fandom. And getting feedback from fans and seeing people enjoy the episodes has always been my favorite part of doing the show. Favorite time ever in the history of the show was sneaking into the back of a panel at Fan Expo in Toronto where they were showing the pilot for the first time. To see people laugh where they're supposed to laugh and clap and go, get scared. Super awesome. So I'm very, very excited for the show to come out. We are actually right now wrapping up episode 407, directed by James Bam Bam Bamford, who was one of the first guys that I met when I arrived in Vancouver. He taught me all the fight sequences for the pilot. We have been working together tirelessly, and he has an opportunity for the first time to direct an episode of the show. And so far, I mean, he's doing a beautiful job. You can tell him I said that. You can tweet him at James Bamford. I don't know if he's on Facebook, but I think that he's doing a wonderful job in the episode, and I really, really hope that he gets an opportunity to direct again, because directing, a lot of it is about temperament, and he's got a nice one. So, there's that. We are premiering in 9 days. Very exciting stuff, and we are getting into our big crossover extravaganza on The Flash. Crossovers last year, I know that the way that they were designed, it felt like you could watch one episode if you were into the show, and then you could watch the other episode. You didn't have to watch them both together. Not so much the case this year. They feel very much like one big 2-night event, which is awesome. All right, I'm going to take some questions. Now, I don't know when season 3 of Arrow is going to be on Netflix. I have no idea. I wish I knew, because people ask me constantly. But last year, it seems like it didn't come out until October, so if you're getting ready to catch up before season 4, I hope it works out for you. Otherwise, just get the DVD. Or get it on iTunes. Or, there are other ways to get it, but we're not going to discuss those. Okay. Couple of questions. Ryan Jones is going to be watching the show later due to working at a school cafe on Wednesdays. Well, good for you for, having a job, etc., etc. Alexandria just had a lot of hearts. Krisha A says October 7th, I believe. Is it 9 days? Is it 8 days? Who cares? It's next Wednesday. Christopher Christmas Rodriguez, great name. What's been your favorite part of filming the season so far? No spoilers, please. Well, that question's sort of at odds with itself. Some highlights from the season so far. The new suit's really cool. I'd say that the stunt sequences that we're doing are bigger. I've really enjoyed the team aspect. I've really enjoyed Oliver's demeanor. The flashbacks, which we've kept a total secret, have been a blast. I'm working with some really cool people. Alicia is cool, Jimmy's cool, Ryan's cool. Just a whole cool crew for our flashbacks this year. That's been a big highlight. Stuff that's not spoiler-y. My stuff with David has been great. Some really cool stuff with Katie. And I mean, obviously working with the cast is fun. And Neil McDonough has been a wonderful, wonderful addition. As has Echo. I feel like our show is our show, and it will remain our show. But it's nice to have new elements every year. You know? All right. People are asking me who I like working with the best. I'm not going to say that. Robert James Werner says flashbacks with flash capitalized. Well done. Stephen Carey says I turned 21 this past weekend. Finally legal. Yes, not going to touch that one. Cote wants me to say hello to Chile. There it is. And Claire says to say hello to Australia. Julie Markham wants to know how Oliver would handle zombies. I don't know. With his bow and arrow, I suppose. Maybe a baseball bat. I've got some prized possessions right now at my place. I've got a Josh Donaldson not signed. I have a Donaldson signed jersey. I have the bat that I used in batting practice that has an imprint of a baseball where I hit the home run. Swear to God. I have Russell Martin's cleats. And I have my ring gear from WWE. If I ever wrestle in WWE again, this is a promise that I made both to myself and to my buddy Josh. If I ever wrestle in WWE again, I will wear like a Speedo. I have to. You have to. I'm ashamed that I didn't do it before. All right. Eric Cornelius says, do you think Green Arrow could really take the Flash? Well, yeah. A lot of people not actually asking questions. Just commenting. Chris Beasley says, hi, Steven. I am coming in November to see you at Heroes and Villains. Can't wait to meet you. It's very cool. I'll tell you what, man. Chris, you're a guy. I'm very excited for Heroes and Villains. We're doing a convention, like a fan fest up in San Jose. I very rarely spend time in Northern California, so I'm excited to go. And B, we've got a great guest list. And C, I think we're going to do some interesting, cool things that you don't necessarily see at conventions typically. I know that we're going to try to have James Bamford come and set up a fight, like set up a stunt sequence, and maybe talk about directing because he's one of our directors now. We have some really, really, really cool stuff planned. So I know that tickets are still available for that, and I'm going to put a link back on my Facebook page. Yeah. Saying hello to Trinidad and Tobago. So many lovely comments. Fran Pelez just keeps typing, you are big, man. That might not be your accent. Okay? Don't get mad at me. Blaine Short says, do you miss Slade? I miss anyone on the show that was a good villain. Or not even a villain. But, Manu was awesome. And by the way, I feel like Manu has conducted himself quite respectfully recently, going through something that is, I'm sure, not a pleasant experience for anyone. And I think the way that he's handled it on the B-side has been on point. And I do think that as a society generally, we tend to rush to judgment on things. And I think that he has coped with reaction well. And his castmates and his former crew stand with him on this one, for sure. Kushal Devkota says, what's your favorite Arrow episode in season 4? Don't know. Richard Bergen says, why are so many Batman villains in the show? Are there? Aren't they just DC villains? By the way, happy Batman Day on Saturday. Wouldn't kill us to have a Green Arrow Day. Or maybe an Archer Day that I could share with Hawkeye and Robin Hood and Speedy. I think that's too much to ask. Christian Holcomb says, live stream with any co-star. I would love to do that. I feel in general like I haven't totally exploited the live session aspect of Facebook because I I feel like we're not still working out the kinks with it necessarily, but it's not totally what it's eventually going to be. That's part one. Part two is reliable internet. I'm petrified of it going out. So I definitely need to get out and do something and do that live. And then as opposed to just sitting in my trailer, like taking one long selfie, that'd be awesome. And yeah, definitely interview some people, interview some co-stars. I was actually thinking of just doing like a weekly television show. Maybe sponsored by Alaska Airlines. They're just finding that out right now. Miranda Clark has a really big physics exam tomorrow. Can I have a shout out for good luck? Well, A, stop watching this. Okay? Go study. B, physics is hard. I don't know why I'm saying everything in ABCs or 1, 2, 3s. Maybe it's because I'm petrified of saying something inappropriate and going through that again. Good luck with your physics exam. I hope you do great. I'm sure that you will, but honestly, stop watching this. Emily wants to know if we're ever going to film any episodes of Arrow in Australia. That would be awesome. Don't think so. I know that there was always a chance last year that we were going to actually go and film some stuff in Hong Kong and take a little splinter unit. I think that really would have been valuable for the show, but it didn't end up working out. Mackenzie Ann, it's her birthday. Well, happy birthday. And then Stacey Chan saying, will you ever visit Hong Kong? I hope to one day. Jennifer Fields Schaefer says, any thoughts on postseason baseball? I think that the home run that Josh Donaldson hit yesterday was the third biggest home run in Blue Jays history, after Joe Carter number 1 and Roberto Alomar number 2 in the ALCS against Dennis Eckersley. I just think that A, he for sure won the MVP with that home run. B, you get a feeling with teams sometimes. Like the Blue Jays right now have a very Los Angeles Kings in 2012 feel to them, where they're just killing people. And every ranking that they have across Major League Baseball, any important offensive rank, it's number 1. And it's number 1 over the course of the entire second half by a relatively wide margin. So it just feels like they're going to win. I really, really hope that I'm able to make it to some games. But our schedule is pretty crazy. All right, a couple more questions. I'll do a couple minutes. Oh, yeah. Carlton, have you already started dubbing your episode for season 4 after you hurt your lip/tongue? I'm not going to tell you what episode it is because I don't want you. I don't want to pull the curtain too far back and have you walk into a scene and know that this scene is dubbed. But I did see the episode. There's one scene in particular that I sent a text to our EP and I said, I have to dub that scene. And he said, I didn't really notice. And I said, I have to dub that entire scene. Please. So, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I have seen it, and it came out okay. Jerry Chen Lai says, who does your hair? Well, Paul is our key hair person on Arrow, Paul Edwards. He's been with us since the second episode. He wasn't on the pilot. But this is pretty much how I woke up. I woke up like this. Is that a thing? Brenda Lara says, do you like to act like Oliver? That depends on what we're shooting. Tell you that much. Mary Ashley Hubbard says, will Legends of Tomorrow cross over with Arrow or The Flash? It's basically one show. Like the universe right now as it exists is basically one show. Amanda says, thoughts on Robbie Amell as Batman Beyond? I haven't read what Robbie said, but you have to understand how much Robbie loves Batman. Really loves Batman. Got my daughter, some Batman shoes before she was born that just started fitting right now. She's almost 2. So Robbie's a big Batman fan and should clearly be involved in playing Bruce Wayne at some point in time. Does Paul do the wigs too? Yes, he does. Jeremy Swartz is taking a course in stage combat and needs to learn about martial art. Any recommendations? Yeah, come to Heroes and Villains and watch Bam Bam's panel. Diana Flores says, what about Supergirl, assuming she means crossing over? I have no idea about the machinations that come with crossing over to another network. Nothing is ever impossible, but I certainly don't think anything is planned. Anna Clara Orlandini says, what do you think about Grant Gustin? In all capital letters. He's great. Demisio Carrillo says, TMNT 3. I actually talked with a producer of TMNT 2 today to ask him how the movie is going, and he said that it's going to be awesome. So that everyone's really excited. He thinks I'm going to be really happy, and it hasn't actually been that long since I was filming it, but it seems like a long time ago because of Arrow. So I'm excited to see how that comes out. Okay, Facebook. We premiere on October 7th. I am going to way in advance, and hopefully in coordination with the production, set up an opportunity to maybe go on Facebook Live right before we premiere, just to hammer everybody over the head with the fact that we are back with our 4th season. It is going to be, and you never know until you see it, and you really never know until your 9th episode, but it's shaping up. It is shaping up to really being a kick-ass season of Arrow with just a little more green. Thank you. Love you. Talk to you again soon. Bye, Facebook.